Hello, my name is Polly Bentham. I'm a senior officer in the Arts Council and I've recently joined the environmental responsibility team, so I'm excited to be here today. I'd like to thank the Carbon Literacy Project for inviting the Arts Council to speak at this event as part of the COP26 conference, the bold aim of which is uniting the world to tackle climate change. Leadership is needed on climate change and the environment. COP26 is ongoing as we speak, but leadership doesn't need to come solely from government. Leadership can come from sectors, organisations at all levels, communities and individuals, and that includes the creative and cultural sector. Within the past 10 years, the Arts Council has made significant progress on environment and climate. We regularly fund around 800 organisations through our national portfolio, all of whom are required to make a commitment to the environment through environmental policies and action plans and regular reporting. Just 30 of those organisations, which include several museums, are responsible for approximately half the total carbon footprint of the portfolio. Through our Spotlight programme, we have worked with these organisations to set ambitious science-based targets to reduce their environmental impact. We've also introduced new programmes to support the sector, including the Accelerator programme that encourages innovation in environmental responsibility, and the Colour Green Lab, which empowers cultural practitioners and artists of colour to lead on environmental action. These are positive first steps, but we know we can do much more. In our 10-year strategy, Let's Create, published just before the pandemic, we increased our commitment to responding on environment and climate. We made environmental responsibility one of our 4 investment principles for the individuals and organisations that we fund. Whilst this may mean changes for those we fund, it has also required an inward focus. We want to provide leadership and support, but know we can also learn from the creative and cultural sector. We would very much like this to be a two-way process. We are now reviewing our own environmental responsibility and how we make sure this is built into everything we do as an arts funding body. We are also developing our own action plan and policy, which we will be announcing soon, so please take a look at our website. In addition, we are funding projects that look at how our festivals, theatres, libraries and museums can be greener, as well as piloting a new programme looking at making international touring more sustainable. We're investing in developing tools and resources to help the cultural sector improve forecasts and reporting of your environmental data, and also investing in research for the cultural sector with the Creative Industries Policy and Evidence Centre, led by Nesta. This is more positive progress, but in practice, what does environmental responsibility mean for museums? In Let's Create, we call for cultural organisations to lead the way in their approach to environmental responsibility. And it's a principle that requires consideration in relation not only to our national portfolio, but also other funding programmes, such as project grants or creative people and places. For museums, we appreciate environmental responsibility can relate to so many things: the buildings you inhabit, the care of your collections and loans, your local authority net zero plans, your digital footprint, touring exhibitions, your sponsors, audiences, communities and programming. The last may be the most valuable. As civic leaders, museums can offer an authentic voice. You can tell stories covering everything from the natural environment, social geography and the political landscape, to how we design, innovate and adapt, to how the planet could look in the future. You can use your collections to start conversations, connect communities and communicate knowledge in accessible and imaginative ways. You can act as incubators for change, provide platforms for debate, and empower people. We recognise it's not going to be possible for museums to address all aspects of environmental responsibility at once. We understand that any actions you take will be influenced by the size and structure of your organisation, your venues, your collections, your audiences. We would ask you to think about where you could have the most impact and to consider both short-term goals as well as longer-term ambitions. And in relation to this, we're very happy to be able to support Roots and Branches, which is a trailblazing project that will enable the museums sector to respond to the climate emergency and help you deliver against environmental responsibility. Collectively, we can all draw on COP26 for hope and inspiration. But irrespective of the outcomes, it's time that we all take action. We believe museums can play a vital role in responding to the challenges we face on environment and climate.